You could be there, in other words, and still not be able to evaluate by perspective a disperse environment. Even code similar, because the particle structure is a useful function but not a necessity of instantaneous resurfacing or fabricating, for a former inhabitant of pre-existence. A tough position for you two to be in, grabbing for sand blindly in the desert and finding yourself attached and holding the charge element. The feelings I'm assuming through your pictorial demeanor, as a present circumstance for yourself, no dangers. What is what? If I was to describe the greatest advantage for us in this is that Navy Admiral William H. McRaven makes his bed every morning, as a way of doing things right. Snoop Dogg, I would imagine, makes his bed every night, and is happy for the most part to wake up to something different. The difference between hot or cold momentum in our Orient. We allow the backward spinning equilibrium to take credit or ownership for our products and systems, as a way of keeping them relevant. For you, a way of tasting the good sense motivation of your own accomplishments. Wasn't planning on doing this, but I decided there may be one or two interested in a couple of personal things. My favorite color is burnt orange. That determination was made in school when I was told to choose one. My favorite meal has changed, but my first was steak and lobster. Had it for my 12th birthday. I had a thought while in Hawaii: what if the Lord was to ask the Hawaiians, who told you you were naked? The answer historically would be the Christians. Or maybe just the Americans. Right. Captain Cook and King Kalakaua. By interpretation, you should know that things like the skull and crossbones, star and crescent, pyramids and myriad Masonic symbols and structural design scopes won't hurt anybody. Climb the ladder to success, escalator style. That's a good example by the big. We know what DT Rump is going to think in terms of preference, because we saw it played out. Some people will think of ascending to the task, not descending, and that's sort of how we know you by display, you descending a staircase. People descending the senses on the escalator of sympathy and taste, critique as analysis, would imagine that I'm trying to be judged well, but this is just interpretation. Really, I have one or two people I hope to find. Your system of faith is not dogma or doctrine, just a disparate set of assumption that has been allowed to ferment over time. One deviation from the truth multiplies times 1,000, to quote Aristotle. Hope that impresses you. Here's how it works. God, I was hungry, but now I feel better. Now somehow along the way the people who put on the name of the Lord decided that saying God or Jesus or Lord, whatever the case, was a response to the first commandment. And because of those assumptions, from there we get to a confusion over Jesus saying it on a cross. Logic ruminating long with the heavy breathing and subtle cues of an aging pervert seeking reactions, finds the Father lacking no dignity or dapperness required of a God, leaving his Son to suffer in agony for our sin. The plasma forming lines of your Orient, discharging from the charge, break an energetic funnel of agreed upon content through your own perspective. This description from your own lens of experience has no reference in the Bible. What is it you're teaching to us? How to be an all-meta masturbator in 3 minutes or less. Imagine gold solar cylinders like the door beads hippies used, but all around us. Static tension is a gift of presence, meant for the potential of progress. Location, with apparatus. The way people exercise here is like an exorcism, a fuck you, I'm using this energy with no one in mind, but myself. I realized the formal determination is to be found naked. Accusations for the Yuin, a forced reduction of responsibility for the progress or clothing of themselves. A lack of genuine curiosity for anything beyond their interest is a certain momentum for the drafting resonant. We walk through the solar notations like a bead entrance, but millions at a time, and as they go they are looking at their watch, thinking how far they've gone, how fast, what they are leveraging from the experience, how many calories, how much left, etc., and it just kilters the notations in the words of Job's angel, and they're broken in pieces all day, forever unobserved. Get it? Funny, right? I mean the outfits, the seriousness of a wealthy woman jogging because it's important to her spouse for her body to look decent. Kings in caskets. Similar with driving, but the display is different. You increase your travel speed by almost 100 times compared to walking on a 10 or 20-mile stretch, and yet you're still going nuts in the intersection waiting for the pedestrians to cross. If 1,000 times difference, the impatience would only increase during a delay. Being the best in our mind is different than in theirs. This imagined plateau for them is a place to protect as part of their accumulated mass, and we experience the plateau as a sudden retirement to progress, even if we are still busy in context. Warm South says go get a diploma that proves we are finished, then move on to accumulation. Cyclone South says don't give up until we have it, or everyone is dead around us. So for us, vaulting over a former bar of achievement is to show ourselves and the children of our children even, that there's something to shoot, not reach for, a reason to accelerate the performance, but not in a way a gym coach might say something similar. I never thought about identifying with the achievement, just that I was there and got kinda bored in the expectant equilibrium. Fuck you. If that's all you expect of me. Our participation wasn't about saving and providing the deservations they were suspicious about not having already. We were here to extend the times. The balance was not about an evenness between dark and light, good and evil. Just doses of brilliance spread throughout time or history as a preservation. You killed them, imprisoned them, dug trenches of benefit from their achievements, sought to replace their images, and then what? Fire, fire, the envelope is on fire. My God, what have you done? Let me tell you, the Jesus of two sharp vowels and two sharp consonants, why you like the word so much, doesn't love you. Doesn't like you, and to say that much is too much. The language is for his enemies. The charge elements that acculturate through an abrasion protocol filter to the bottom of the solar system, ocean, sun. If released by our kind, they swim until they make it to the event horizon, trolls under bridge. The charge particle is reoriented or arced, the quotient relation releases the spiral to the sun and takes a form on the other side of it. Fuck you alls, oh. Maybach music. We fell into a burning ring of fire. Down, down, down. Ring of fire. Okay. Reverse ordination principle. How it works is as an accelerant to your firsts. Alahi Ani. Welcome to Hawaii. We are not here to harm you, we are here to help. You are confident, having learned identification to the projection of flawless exhibition, though not without strain, knowing we wouldn't stop you now or at this stage. Don't hold back. Okay, you're a cannibal. The natural order or state of things. Do you trust us? Yes, you do. I have realized now, you would have no idea what to do without us and so have no other choice. Galaxy to galaxy, system to system, planet to planet, continent to continent. Then what? Yeshua's army and the 7 days march, circumstance. Dance. Build a wall around your inheritance. It's your turn, you know it, all you have to find is someone weaker than yourself to prove that you're ready. It wasn't that your persecutors in England were wrong, you were just on the wrong side of the fence. Want to have something to pass on to your children. It's just my time, no offense. None taken. Maybach music, and all the world is for your appetites. Who's first? Get it, reverse orientation of owl with night. For the prince. Dearly beloved, it is not that I will be taking away, but revealing something you never knew in the first place. Can't eyes and you can't see my eyes. You have revealed yourself, what do you want? Why teach such things? It is one of your greatest pleasures in teaching the death of him. Opinions labeled doctrines of cowards not devils, a description of myself straight from your heart to which you added the prism of insight. So well rehearsed, so well learned, you mention it as an afterthought of having thought it out. Count yourself among the gifts of Paul diverse. Gifts are of teaching and be encouragement. See inheritance, the circle of confidence now squared and filtered through a lizard's noose. There's something to the Christian snake handlers of West Virginia, we just prefer not to be so blunt or straightforward. You are rooted to a gratification strain or virus that's lit up with an attitude that became for you an aura, the psychology of inheritance. That which you received and now have been shot out of. Like a cannon, but we know what you're going through. If we have to step on some heads to get to the source, those terms are acceptable to use. Your beliefs in God or nothing, your relationships of alignment regardless of your explanation for how it happened. How gratifying the experience was, how much that very sensation of gratification is. A confirmation of source for your many-eyed faiths. What do you think, apostrophe or no apostrophe? Good one. I couldn't figure it out. Your confidence. What do you think of President Trump? So what? Harbingers of insecurity like static cling, carried around and confusing our every moment. How do you teach that? Taking credit, the fall that proceedeth not cometh after less, a symptom of efficient competition within and during replication, amplification, processes, ing. Check me out right here, yo. Falling through someone else's pride of experience. The God of inheritance. Generally static insanity is filtered through a few key words and phrases, not concepts, with alternating pronouns then. Other people's content generally. The gods must be crazy. Watched that movie. Never tensed, never hesitant. The original subquantic had every capacity not just inherent as elemental manifold potential within it already, but every combination of display as expression already. Then there was Rust, entropic twin, and now two things. Would require an atmosphere then. Not one of progress and one of credit head fist, but two people arguing back and forth. You anticipate your destiny, your exploration, and progress to a great unraveling before you, red carpet. Nothing unraveling also to progress. Describe nothing. Well done to you all, but especially John Paul Sartre. Possible correlation for the facts, reaching to the possibility. That's the confidence, right? Why waste karma? How to get the most of a relatively short experience? Does time exist if you're not in it? To you. Thank God it's Friday. Ding-a-ling ding ding dong. Put your hands up and thank you for the content. Tell me, describe the where and after.